Jungle War 7, The Endgame. Many years ago, Guru Bear's Grove. Long before battle cries shook the mountaintop, there was only wind and wisdom. And in the grove where light met leaf, the next generation listened to the oldest voice of the jungle, Guru Bear.
Guru Bear, who is a hero?
Easy, the one who kills fastest. You strike, they fall. That's a hero.
No, silly. The one who runs the fastest, they're untouchable.
Wrong again. The one who flies the highest sees the most. That's true power. Maybe it's the one who never gives up.
Each of you sees a piece of the truth. But let me show you the whole. Bravery is not in how fast you strike, nor how far you run, nor how high you soar. A true hero is one who places others before themselves, even when it may cost them everything.
The grove fell still. Even the trees seemed to listen. For in that moment, seeds were planted, not of war, but of sacrifice. And though they were young, their hearts remembered. The jungle had burned, bled, broken, but tonight, it stood. One voice, one pulse, one purpose. The forest didn't need peace. It demanded justice.
We will not give up this jungle without a fight. This land is our breath, our blood.
This is our jungle too. We were born here. We won't give it up easily. We will not let dragons take it.
The jungle is older than fire, and far stronger than fear.
Let it be known, originals, outcasts, all walk as one. The final battle shall honor jungle law. At sunrise, on the forest mountains.
Very well, but remember this. No matter how many claws you bring, you are not ready for dragons. We are the greatest creatures in this world. This is not a war you can win, but dragons will respect jungle law. At sunrise, at the forest mountains, it ends.
The jungle had spoken. The dragons had answered. The time and place were set. Sunrise, forest mountains. But the night was not yet over, because before blades crossed, hearts would. The jungle had never stood this united, once rivals, once enemies. Now, animals of every shape and story gathered at the grove of the one they all called teacher. Guru Bear watched from the silence, and the silence bowed back.
Even when we were cast away, your teachings never left us. Outcast or not, we still carry your words, Guru Bear. And tomorrow, we carry them into battle.
All animals nod, a moment of respect towards Guru Bear.
The jungle breathes war now. The dragons want fire. We give them formation. We go with arrowhead formation. Split wings, strong center. Left flank, lions. They hold the west trees. Right flank, wolves, fast and furious. Center force, elephants, shield and strike. Rear cover, hybrids. Ligers and tigons will rotate with flyers. Sky flank, falcon and eagle squads, owl. Coordinates vision, calls the signal.
Height favors dragons. We're giving them the mountain.
Yes, but sometimes giving is a way of taking. Let them believe they've won the ground, and then we close around them.
Let your hearts be sharper than your claws. Tomorrow, remember, the jungle does not fight for revenge. It fights to protect.
In the grove where they once played as cubs and fledglings, war now sat between them like an old friend. No more planning, no more turning back. The jungle's army was born that night. Beneath the full moon, the jungle did not sleep. There were no more strategies, only truths. And truths, when spoken before war, carry the weight of memory.
I threw you out. I was wrong. You were young, proud. A blend we feared, but not a mistake. Never a mistake.
Hearing that from the king, it means something. We learned from exile, but we never stopped believing this jungle was ours too, even when it forgot us.
We were all blind, but war clears the eyes. Tomorrow, we fight side by side, not as rulers, not as exiles, as brothers.
Years of distance vanished in a sentence. The jungle did not need borders that night. It needed unity.
Oh, strategy's one thing, but what's our backup?
It's ready, but not to be spoken. Falcon, when the moment comes, you'll see it. You fly high. You wait. When I signal, you'll know what to do.
Understood.
The jungle's mind moved in silence. Its wings would answer when words could not.
This grove, it's where we learned everything. The tortoise, the storms, the stars. I don't know what tomorrow holds. But if this is where it ends, I'm glad it ends here.
You're bigger than most, faster than many would guess, probably as strong as a lion. You never hunted for food, never harmed anyone, never had the need to eat meat, always fed on plants. Maybe your kindness was seen as weakness, but you are not weak. You never asked for thrones, you never hunted to prove anything, and yet you stood tallest when others ran.
I'll be at the front. You shouldn't. You've led us far enough, Guru Bear.
I've fought for this jungle since before you were born, and if it burns tomorrow, I'll burn with it.
Under the moon, no one slept. Only hearts were laid bare, and in that grove of memory, the jungle remembered why it must not fall. The sky dimmed, not with clouds, but with dragons. They perched across the eastern face of the forest mountains, wings spread, fire smoldering. Below, the jungle stood ready, arrow formation, 4 flanks, 1 purpose. Liger stood at the front, eyes burning with resolve. Tiger beside him, claws grounded in the soil of his homeland. Lion flanked the right, elephant the left. Wolves howled in the back line, falcons soared above, awaiting orders.
Look at you, united mongrels. Do you think unity can protect you from us?
And with a screech, the dragons descended. Fire tore through trees, the sky burned, and the final war began. And then, one dragon swooped where it shouldn't have. Draxior himself, cutting through the smoke, aiming for a liger cub.
Back, little one.
Guru Bear intercepted Draxior midair. Claws clashed, blood flew. Draxior was too strong. Guru Bear fell, crushed.
No!
The jungle paused. The falcons froze mid-flight. Even the wolves lowered their heads. Guru Bear had fallen.
He saved me.
He gave everything.
He was our guide, and they shattered him.
Then we fight harder.
For Guru Bear.
Jungle animals surged with fury. Several dragons are brought down. The skies turned red with fire, and then darker with defeat. The jungle's fury had risen. Lions tore through wings. Tigers leapt for the neck. Wolves dragged dragons to the dirt. Hundreds of dragons were brought down, not by magic, but by unity. But the dragons were many. Their wings never ceased. Their fire never faded. And slowly, the jungle lines began to falter again.
We can't win like this. Not head-on.
Retreat.
Yes, but not in fear. In formation.
The jungle army retreated, slowly, purposefully.
I knew it. You hide behind trees and cowardice. You will burn.
Dragons advancing into a seemingly empty jungle clearing, wings open wide. Jungle forces appear to have vanished into the forest. But as they crossed into the clearing, a whistle cut through the silence.
Now.
From the left, hundreds of wolves storm in, led by Alpha Wolf. From the right, lions, tigers, ligers, and tigons crash through the thicket. From the rear, a massive charge of elephants, rhinos, hippos, and bulls.
You think you've won? You forgot one thing. We can fly.
He turned skyward, ready to rise, but he was wrong.
Falcons. Now.
From the high clouds, falcons dive, stooping at 300 kilometers, raining down like arrows. They pierce wings, eyes, and vulnerable spots of the dragons. The air war was no longer one-sided. The ground trembled under stampedes. The sky cracked with wings and flame. And for the first time, the dragons screamed in fear. The dragons began to fall. Inspired attacks from the forest rained down from every flank. Wolves charged from both sides. Elephants trampled from the rear, and the sky cracked open as falcons struck from above. The jungle was not just fighting, it was roaring. But amidst the chaos, one dragon stood firm. Draxior, unshaken, unyielding, unafraid.
You think this changes anything?
Draxior stood tall at the edge of the battlefield, wings stretched, with falcon, eagle, and vulture circling above, and lion, tiger, liger, and alpha wolf surrounding him below. Owl and elephant are positioned in the distance. Liger, lion, tiger, and alpha wolf pounced in unison, a strike from all sides. But even cornered, Draxior was a storm. With one sweeping blow, he hurled them all back, bruised and gasping. Eagle and Vulture dive from the sky. They struck, and for a second the king faltered. But then, wham! His wings lashed the skies. Eagle and Vulture spiraled, defeated.
If only if he had stood still.
I could have hit him hard. He can barely dodge me.
Try again, Falcon. This time, don't miss.
Falcon soared higher.
If this is the jungle's best, you deserve to burn.
Falcon dove again. Draxior grinned and sidestepped, but it was a feint. The real attack came from behind. Elephant charges from the rear and grabs and holds onto Draxior from the back in a crushing hold, shoving him towards the edge of the cliff.
No. If Falcon hit now, both of you will fall.
Don't you remember what Guru Bear said? A hero is one who places others before themselves, even when it may cost them everything.
Time froze, the wind howled, and then...
Now, Falcon, now!
Thank you, dear friend.
Falcon dives, this time at 400 clicks, a blur in the sky. The strike lands. Draxior screams. Elephant doesn't let go, so Draxior couldn't open his wings and fly. Together, they fall from the cliff. The war was over. The smoke had cleared, the sky no longer roared with wings, and the jungle was quiet again. They looked down the edge of the forest mountains, where two warriors fell. One, a tyrant of fire, the other, a giant of heart. The jungle would sing of that day, of a bear who taught, of an elephant who stood, and of a jungle that chose to rise together. Many seasons have passed since the final battle. The jungle is quiet now, healed, and the one who once watched from the shadows now stands in the light. Guru Owl is the teacher of the new generation.
Guru Owl, whose faces are those? On the big stone?
They were not just warriors. They were the greatest the forest has ever known, the greatest teacher, and the greatest disciple. They are the heroes, the real heroes.
Who is a hero?
A hero is the one who places others before themselves, even when it may cost them everything.
And so the battle ended, but the story became legend, and in every corner of the jungle, their spirit lives on.